I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I never knew. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and wait to be seated until the parents of the bride have been seated.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Oh, shall I stay? Would it be a sin? Oh, if I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be.
You may be seated. Now. All right, everyone, just to start us off, I know that some of you, not all, but some of you are going to be wanting to take some pictures during this ceremony. The bride and groom have asked that we take this moment now. If you will, shoot some shots. Shoot them now. And otherwise, please, pocket your phones. Let's do the rest of this thing unplugged, okay? Now's your chance. Or forever hold your peace. All right. Welcome, everyone. So, a couple quick announcements for the bride and groom. They wanted you all to know this. They wanted you to know there are a lot of future and current medical providers in the audience today. So, that being said, I would never advocate for it, but if, some elbows need to be thrown to catch a bouquet, or if somebody needs to bust a move that they have absolutely no business busting, this ain't the worst time for it. As we start this ceremony, I want to give Waleed and Izzy an opportunity to look out upon this crowd, the people that have come here. We have family and we have friends. We have the most important people in their lives here today to celebrate this momentous occasion with them. To all in attendance, we are here to bear witness and celebrate a beautiful chapter in the love story of Waleed and Isabel. While some might believe that this moment, this very moment, is the start of their love story, truly it isn't. Their tale doesn't just start now. It's been going for quite some time, and even before they knew it. I want to share a little bit about their love journey with you all here. These two peas in a pod started to slowly gravitate toward each other as they were pursuing higher education and a lifetime of service to others in medicine. As decisions were being made for education, Waleed almost picked other programs states away from his master's instead of good old EVMS. When it came to deciding where to go to medical school, EVMS was actually Izzy's last interview and just somehow swayed her to come to Norfolk at the exact right time. That's where they met, at an orientation event. It was like a scene out of a cheesy sitcom. Waleed saw her from across a crowded room, and he was too nervous to just go up and say hi. So he had a friend, Will, introduce him. And then from there, the warmth of friendship began in a cold anatomy lab of all places. Waleed told me that he would just make excuses to see Vincent, and he would come over to Izzy's table during class just to see her and strike up a conversation. Definitely not showing off. Izzy told me she instantly had a crush on Waleed and wanted to find a way to infiltrate his friend group and get to know more about him. Wait, that's a little weird though, right? Guys, anatomy lab of all places? I'm just saying, those who know that that is pretty out there, so it must be true love. So, at this point, nevertheless, did sparks fly in that cold lab, with subtle flirts over the next year that culminated to an anxious but long-awaited first kiss that would fan the flames of the fiery passion for one another that you see here today. Good timing, yet again. They grew together, but as some of us know, medical school doesn't really give you time to plan and date. It's hard. So whether it was cooking a new recipe together while listening to music in the kitchen or watching an episode of a show together on Waleed's giant comfy couch after a really long day of studying, it was just little moments in between the chaos of it all. And they just fell more and more in love together as those moments were shared. Izzy told me that something that made Waleed different than anybody that she'd ever known was the fact that he would always just know. He would recognize when something was left unsaid. And he'd look over at her. He'd say, "Tell me something." It just made sharing what was on her mind easier. It was his emotional intelligence that made her confident he was going to be the one. When they decided it was time to move in together, it was definitely an adjustment for them and their 4 cats. Yikes. I helped Waleed move, and I saw they had basically a little obstacle course dividing all the cats in the house as they're getting used to each other. But after they took that step, he started to feel excitement, looking forward to coming home each day. He said it was this ability to just come home, feel close and open with Isabel, that made the doubts and fears that he had during the day just melt away. He also said that she was a positive influence on him, making sure that he was responsible with studying and with spending. Isabel told me that his positivity and confidence gave her a rock to hold on to as the waves of stress of medical school came crashing down all around. Life was good, but as we all know, they wanted more. And who wouldn't? I mean, when I first met Waleed, he was smart. I could tell that. It was the first thing I knew about him. And I could tell that he had this sort of laser beam focus about him. It was this laser beam focus that coincidentally, much like their cats, Waleed followed wherever it lit up. Sometimes he'd be on studying, Sometimes it'd be on research. Sometimes it would be on his hobby of the month. One month, he was really into biking. So, of course, one morning I wake up and the whole living room is taken over by a bike and indoor stationary trainer. It was when I met Izzy that I saw that she had this incredible talent to keep him on track, keep that laser beam on what was important. And I think that having her in his life made Waleed feel truly focused and grounded. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he still has weird hobbies. That never stopped. I mean, right now their living room is filled with Lego models and a hydroponic herb garden. But honestly, every day was interesting and filled with learning things that I had honestly never contemplated before. And I knew that Waleed's drive to become a mini expert and try new things, and Izzy's ability to pull him back to the real world, let me know that they were going to go the distance. That one day we'd be here today. When it came to the proposal itself, Waleed had big plans for popping the question. Extravagant cruise with travel and a scenic view. But unfortunately, fate intervened. While that wasn't the plan, their love never faltered. A weekend in a cabin up in the mountains of Virginia with a beautiful sunset and a secretly planned photographer with the help of Waleed's sister, Emily, made it all just right. Waleed swears Izzy was surprised. Izzy says she saw it a mile away. Regardless, it was the exact right time. Their love story that I'm absolutely honored to recount for you here today has brought us all here. It's today that these two shall profess their eternal commitment to one another in front of all of us. And we will all become a larger part of their story as well. The path forward may not always be clear. Arguments will be had, challenges will be faced, but they are set on spending a life together, both in service to others in medicine, surrounded by cats, and looking forward with hearts filled with love for one another. Relationships are not supposed to be easy, but they're supposed to provide support, compassion, and a person you can always trust in. Well, in reflection from the very beginning of their relationship up to this moment now, I think we can all say that Isabel and Waleed have that desire to support each other, shared compassion for one another, and most importantly, they've learned how to communicate together. They've grown together, lived together, and shared a dream of having beautiful children, sharing a family, and building a house they can always call home in. They want to experience a lifetime of new foods, new places, and surround themselves with wonderful people. To all of you in attendance here today, your job, much like the friends and family that helped support this relationship when it began, is to continue to support their story, to help continue that support as they co-author their book of love together. At this time, the couple would like to exchange vows.
Waleed, you are my best friend and my partner in absolutely everything in life. Just like I was on the first day we kissed, I promise to always be giddy with excitement and enormously grateful that I get to be in your life. I promise to cherish and respect you and to listen to all your TED Talks, to always openly communicate with you, and to try my best to fall asleep while cuddling and not try to turn away. I promise to always brag about you to other people because that's easy, and to never bottle up my feelings inside because that's hard. I promise to always be your partner and your best friend and your sous chef, and to always let you taste my food. I promise to always love Lola and Luna as if they were my own, and to always put our family first, whether feline or human. Waleed, thank you for completely changing my life when I least expected it. You are the best thing that I never knew I needed, and I'm so grateful that we found each other. I am so excited beyond words to get to spend the rest of my life with you, and to continue sharing all of myself with you. Looking forward towards the future no longer feels like a mystery. It's a certainty that we'll be there together to face every challenge, and that we'll always be a team of two, and maybe one day 3 or 4 or 5. Waleed, I love you so much, and I'm so excited to be your wife.
Izzy, I want to say these vows because I want everyone here to know what a beautiful soul you are. I want them to know about your kindness, generosity, and compassion. I am so lucky to be here with you today and cannot wait to spend the rest of my life with you. I promise to always be by your side through thick and thin, to always be faithful and supportive, and to always put our family first. I vow to appreciate you and not let a day go by where I'm not reminded about how lucky I am for us to be together. I promise to always be down to watch TV with you late at night, even if it means I can't be awake for all of it. I vow to go on adventures with you, to travel the world, and try new foods. I promise to be patient and always listen to your crazy dreams when you wake up in the middle of the night with a nightmare. I vow to join you in sharing every moment of happiness and joy, but also in sadness and grief. I promise to complain only a little when you refuse to put on the AC and I'm sweating inside. I promise to be there to help deal with all the crazy cat situations that may happen. I promise to have patience in the tough times and take time to enjoy the good times. I promise to only get upset with you when it's warranted and not just when I'm hungry. And most importantly, I promise to love you every day for who you are, who you have been, and who you're going to be. Since I've met you, you made me a better man. I'm so excited to spend the rest of my life with you. I love you.
And now it is time for the exchanging of the rings. Does the best man have the ring? Waleed, please take Isabel's hand. Place the ring on her left ring finger and do not let go. With this ring, do you promise to comfort Isabel in her time of need? To remain committed to a life together? To be resolution focused when conflicts arise? To continue to always be there and ask her to share what's on her mind? To keep making the little things in life just a little better with her by being there? To be her best friend and faithful partner in this life and forevermore?
I do.
Isabel, please take Waleed's hand. Place the ring on his left ring finger and don't let go. With this ring, do you promise to not be afraid to say you're sorry first sometimes? To recognize Waleed's struggles, to provide empathy and compassion, to share in new experiences, to anchor him when he wants to make a wild decision, to help him escape stress when he is in need, to be a person he can always lean on, and be his best friend and faithful partner in this life and forevermore. That at this time, the power vested in me by the Universal Life Church in the state of New Jersey, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may now kiss the bride. Woo! Everyone, please stand. It is my honor to announce for the first time as husband and wife, Waleed and Isabel! Woo!